saved by the split, basically.
Currently the evening, it's an absolutely beautiful evening, so we thought we'd get some work done. And you can see behind me, there's some concrete tubes. We need to create some structure for the fish that we're going to put in this pond. And tonight is the night that we start filling the pond. I'm so excited. I literally couldn't be more excited. I can't wait to just turn the tap. But before we do that, we need to move these big tubes.
How heavy are they?
I can't lift them.
Oh, no.
So we have to roll them into the tractor bucket, and then we have to roll them into the pond and create some cool structure for the fish to hide in. Also, if you look here,
oh, that's good.
there's holes, so they can basically, the smaller fish can swim in and out away from predators.
I really don't think this is going to fit. It looks tight. It looks the same size. Careful of your fingers. There's no way. What? That's an optical illusion. It looked way bigger. Oh, wicked. Off to the pond we go. So I'm sure it probably won't come as any surprise to anyone watching this, but the pond is Theo's passion project. He is obsessed with ponds. It's been really exciting to get the wildlife pond back up and running last year. I'll put the link to that video because that was really cool. And we've got our lake right by the house, which was dried out so much when the fire came through 2 years ago that it's taken 2 years of water just being at the bottom for the clay to finally clayify again and work normally. And the lake there is filling up slowly but surely. I mean, it's the summer, it's never going to fill up much in the summer, but considering how much water is in there this summer and how much is going to be coming in September, October, November, you know, all winter, I genuinely think that we're going to have a full lake by the house next summer, which is exciting. And then we've got this pond down here. This is something Theo's wanted to do for a really long time, ever since we discovered that there was a lot of water on that bottom terrace. So it's nice to have things like this to work on and improve on Miracle Mountain whilst we're still waiting to hear back about the permission for this house behind us here. So he's just dropped off the first of the concrete pipes. There's 2 more. It'd be cool if we could fit the 2 together in the front bucket, but it has to be one at a time. So he's gonna have to do 2 more trips, but hopefully this will be nice and easy. I wanted to share a really cool travel hack with you all. It's not something that was available when me and Theo first moved into a van and travelled full time, but it's something that is absolutely integral to us now whenever we go anywhere outside of our home country. And that is where Airalo, today's sponsor, come in. They are your go-to app for global connectivity. Airalo offers eSIMs, which are digital SIM cards you can download directly onto your device. It's super easy to use, and in just a few minutes you're all set to stay connected wherever you are. We've also used Airalo on trips to Iceland, Canada, USA and the UK, and it was a game changer. No more worrying about finding a local SIM or dealing with expensive roaming charges. So here's how it works. First, you want to download the Airalo app. Then choose a plan, local, regional or global. They've got eSIMs for over 200 countries. Then all you need to do is just purchase the eSIM, install it whilst connected to Wi-Fi, and then activate it once you land. It is that simple. So what are you waiting for? Install the Airalo app today and get $3 off your data plan when you use our code INDIEP3. It is an absolute game changer when you're traveling anywhere in the world. I think Theo wants to use some of this old metal sheeting for protection against the bank whilst the water's going in. That noise is making my teeth curl. So all of this sheeting was part of the roof for, I think, the back of that roof. There was tiles on one part, as you can see. When the fire came, they all just collapsed because the whole thing burnt from the inside, including all of the scaffold, which is so sad because this is brittle and crap. I think he's found the one, which will be good for protecting the pond side. Is that the one?
Perfect.
It's heavier than it looks.
To me.
To you.
To me. That's it. To you now. To me. To you. To me. To you. To me. That's it.
Why are you carrying it against the wind? What are you doing? I'm trying to be streamlined.
I'm walking like a crab.
You're walking like an idiot.
The crab daddy.
It's heavy and he was making us walk into the wind. Now, how are we going to put this in?
Just whack it in. Anywhere.
Oh, it's out the side like that.
Perfect.
Perfect, okay.
Let's go.
So I totally forgot a tripod. So I am following Theo down in the UTV. We've got metal sheet in the back, forgot what I was saying, and I'm going to follow him, but I'm going to put the phone down because this is just going to fly everywhere. We had someone ask, oh, I can't see it now, it's gone behind a tree, but there's a little building behind here. That is our pump house that is actually out of action. All of the electricals and the water pipes, excuse the tree noise, got burnt and destroyed in the fire, and woohoo, have not fixed it yet. The sheet is still on, so that's great. There's pipe number 1. That's not where it's going to be staying. And pipe number 2 is getting dropped off. Watch it roll, free fall. Oh my, oh, here we go. That was oddly satisfying. That was oddly satisfying.
That was
Do you want to go and get the third?
the bird.
The third. There's 3.
Just 2.
Oh, just 2?
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. One of my favourite things about life in the mountains is the sun. Well, just the light. We're just about to lose the light behind the mountain, but it's such a lovely, soft, gorgeous glow. And I quite like the fact that I'm doing a really whimsical poem-esque description of the light whilst Theo is moving a concrete tube. Oh! Is it going all the way at the bottom?
I think this one will go pretty low.
Yeah. So these were just lying there doing nothing anyway, so it feels good to give them a purpose. And like Theo said, they've got holes and stuff in them, which is cool. And it'll give the fish places to hide, places to grow, maybe their legs in there, I don't know. Don't come to me for the fish stuff. I know nothing about the fish that are going in here. Theo is the fish man and the pond man, and he knows exactly where he wants that to go. So I'm not even going to say where it's finishing. Wonderful. Theo nearly went into the drink.
This has got water in now, it's so like, it's just clay.
Is it?
Like just.
Theo slips in there, his shoe is staying. So because there's water in there now, Theo said that the clay's gone really thick, which you can see. I can't see it now, but when he moved that up, you could just see like a real big deep gouge of wet clay. Is that where you want it?
Yeah, I think that's cool. Nice little rabbit warren.
Where's...
I'm gonna put some stones over it.
Yeah. Which stones are you thinking?
I've got some river stones further up.
Perfect. It feels impossible to show the sheer scale and size of this pond.
This one, maybe down here,
Okay.
under this.
Do you need a hand?
No.
Ah, that's the answer that I wanted. He doesn't need a hand. So one of the reasons why we've already started putting water in before it being finished is because it's so dry at the moment. It's August, the driest month of the year. It's getting quite dusty. And yes, we had a random summer storm a few weeks ago, but it's nowhere near enough. And we want water in here to help it seal itself down, get rid of the dust. And where water's already gone in and kind of solidified the soil, it's done an amazing job. So it's running anyway, this water, so it may as well go in. And we need to put these in beforehand because it's easier to manoeuvre them than having to, well, do it underwater.
I'm not getting in the wave when we're swimming.
Yeah, and these will not be going in the way.
There. This is kind of, if I'm standing up here, probably
your head will literally just be under the water. So where these are, they're not going to be where you're going to be standing on the floor either. So they're not for the humans, they're for the animals, they're purely for the fish and whatever else lives in here. Probably some newts actually. We have a lot of newts, which is pretty cool, and frogs. So that's what they're for. They won't be in the way for people. Unless you're like me and you like to swim down to the bottom. And Theo's got a load of river stones to put around them because I wouldn't say they're ugly, but they're not the most easy on the eye. You know, we're not putting them in for aesthetic reasons, we're putting them in for make the fish have a good life.
If we can see them at the bottom of the pond, I'll be so happy. Not because I can see them, because the water is then crystal clear, and that is what I'm hoping for.
Granite is such a heavy stone. When we were moving that sink thing in the last video, it just doesn't look that heavy, but when you're trying to move it, honestly. So the fact that Theo can do that on his own is great, but he'll probably end up with hemorrhoids. At the moment, Theo's giving me vibes of, you know, those animals that collect nice twigs and things to make their nests appealing. It's giving me that kind of vibe.
These are really dense as well. This is river stone, and on our property it's like a mix of this and granite. So this is literally what the house is made out of that we're going to renovate. So you can just pick up stones from wherever to rebuild certain walls, but for now I put all these here to basically fill in this road from the floods. I'm going to nick a couple stones. I've got more than enough soil to go over here now.
That is a really interesting coloured granite, that one. It's kind of like super red.
So this, all the stone that I'm using is what was burnt on the stone house in the fire, and it's unusable for building, but perfect for this. Look, see, it just breaks apart because it's just been, well, it's had so much heat on it.
Yeah, it gets really crumbly and just loses its structural integrity. This one's got a crack in it, you can see. I wonder if the redness has got something to do with some type of chemical process from the heat, or if it's just that type of granite. I don't know. I'm sure someone watching will know.
This from rolling in eventually. That's not going anywhere, is it?
It's not got a strap around it, so you can't say that.
And the reason for these stones as well is not just to hold this. You can see there's loads of little gaps underneath and between the stones, so the fish will be able to swim in and out of there. We want to create a really natural environment for them, because the predators, otherwise it's just like being at a buffet. I'm not being sarcastic when I say I couldn't think of anything better to be doing right now. Like, this is so fun for me.
It's giving me flashbacks to childhood and making like mud pies and crazy structures in the garden and things. I don't know if it's the same for Theo. Is that how it feels?
Yeah, it's like being a child. But being a child, you can't actually do anything you want. As an adult, you can do anything you want. Space, you can stay out as late as you want. If I want, I can be out here till midnight just building ponds. It's not going anywhere.
Once more with feeling.
It's not going anywhere. No, it really isn't going anywhere. Right, let's get the metal sheet, put that up there to stop the erosion, turn the tap on and get filling.
Tomorrow morning, what's this going to look like when we come down? Oh my gosh. So you're putting this under the plastic.
Yeah.
Do you want me to come down and lift the plastic up and that pipe?
No, this is going above the plastic.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like to weight the plastic down. Put this down. Some bigger stones. You stay there. I'll hand them.
All right.
From there.
Anywhere in particular, or just like?
Anywhere so it doesn't move.
Okay.
I don't want it sliding in, so I'll get some bigger ones. My shorts are trying to fall down. Yeah.
No, it's not.
There we go. I don't think that's going anywhere.
Thank you.
Right, let's turn it on. Today has been a hot one, so this is how I've been staying cool. Come down to the spring, take my hat off, put my hat under the spring, pop the hat back on. It's absolutely amazing. It's cooling down now because, as you can probably see, the sun has gone in, but I did a bottle test as well. So basically I got a 1.5 litre bottle of water and I put it under the spring and I did 5 different tests, and each time it filled up in about 14 seconds. So I've calculated that to be, let me know in the comments if my math is wrong, but that's about 10,000 litres per...
1.5 times.
I don't know, but I did it on a calculator. 24 hours, that's 10,000 litres, roughly thereabout. And this is the driest month in Portugal. So this spring flows much more consistently and stronger than that in the spring, the winter time, any other time apart from August and the summer. So I've got high hopes for this spring-fed pond. I think it's going to be incredible. Can't wait to get it established, get the fish in, but let's turn the tap on. 3, 2, 1. I present you the Indie Project spring turning on. Might take a second. Here it comes. Let's go. That is cool. Speeding up.
Tomorrow morning, update.
Oh, let me show you what I've been working on. So today I've been hauling stones in the tractor to create this. And obviously right now it doesn't look super natural, but it will blend in and bed in once this has all got grass grown up and we've got some flowers going on and some water plants. It will blend in really nicely. I just got to trust the process. But I made this little thing. So the spout here, basically the water was just dribbling out. So I made this. And what this does is just push the water further over onto here. The reason I've extended this pipe into the pond is just to stop the erosion, because I haven't finished my water feature yet. So I need some time working on it. I need to get some mortar underneath the stones to make sure that the water doesn't want to travel backwards and drip under the basin. And that way all the water will go down my water feature, create a nice sound. So when you're sitting here, you can just hear the sound of running water and probably need to go to the toilet many times. So it's currently 3 days after we started filling the pond with water, and I cannot wait in just a little while to show you an update of how it's looking, because behind me I've got the mixer going. I'm doing a concrete mix because I'm basically making the footings that are going to hold the dock, so we can walk out onto the water, sit down on the dock and dangle your feet, or dive bomb off the dock into the deepest part.
You might have noticed that the mixer's kind of grooving and jamming and kind of going side to side. It's because for some reason some of the bolts have just come out. So this leg actually will fall in that way, but it's stuck out so it's safe for you. It amuses me a lot for some reason. The bag was already ripped in the middle, which is why Theo opened it like that. Normally we'd open it from one end, not directly in the centre, which just seems completely unhinged, but we didn't have a choice. It had already opened itself. Croc to the rescue! If you could see me behind the camera, guys, you'd be immensely amused. Saved by the split, basically. And it's uber important to clean as you go, as we all know. You don't want that crusting. Theo's doing a stellar job at cleaning as we go. And now Theo's going to have to actually wheelbarrow that all the way down to the pond, so that sucks. Rather him than me. I am acting as Theo's support team. I will be following him in the old UTV.
Let's go! The last thing I want to do is drop this all over the road.
Yeah, do not. Do not. It's actually pretty rapid considering he's pushing a wheelbarrow full of cement, concrete, whatever.
Just a casual 400 metres with the wheelbarrow. Nearly there. You go ahead.
It's actually surreal how full the pond is. Are you ready? Wow! Wow! So the result of 3 days worth of fillage is this. Actually blows my mind how much it's actually filled up. It's really surprising. It has surprised us both. Like, we did a very rough calculation of the amount of water that is going in here. You reckon it holds 200,000 litres. So Theo reckons it holds 200,000 litres, and we've estimate that it fills about 10,000 litres a day. So still, we've got to the bit now, as you can see, where it's very wide, so it is going to take longer, but even so, it's good to see it's filling up, and it's good to see it's holding. So down here, Let's see what Theo has been up to.
This is why it was pretty urgent to get this done tonight, because that water is rising quickly and we need to lay these footings for the posts. So basically I'm going to fill this with concrete. That's going to be a nice solid point to attach a post holder onto, and then the deck will basically come out here. Well, it will overhang a little bit to about there, which will be amazing.
That will be really nice.
It'll be so nice. And if you look at this,
Are you going to put a little ladder at the end?
possibly I could do that. But what I've done is leveled this and leveled this, just double checking for myself, and then perfect in line. So it just makes it easier when I come to put the posts on. Everything's nice and square. Now it's time to get filling.
I've just noticed Theo's socks that he has on today. They are a special pair that we picked up in one of our favourite supermarkets. And we did a food shop the other day. Check it out, Lidl socks. How cool is that?
They're really comfortable.
Are they comfy? Lidl socks, they're great. We all know Theo has a really strong sock game, so we saw those and had to get them. And thankfully, they had some that he managed to squeeze his feet in, because he has got very big feet. I'm talking a US size 14?
14, 15.
Big feet, big socks. It's really exciting seeing the water in the pond, because this water was just running down underground off the property anyway, so having it held down here is so cool. It's another important water source. It'll be a really vital water source for the wildlife, like our little deer friend who we see every single day. We did just, yeah, we just we just came up with a name for him. We were joking, thinking, what could we call it? And I was like, bomb deer, as in like bomb deer. So yeah, bomb deer is the deer.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, okay, so bomb deer in Portuguese means good day, good morning. And we just play on words, bom dia, because it's not spelled D-E-E-R. It's in Portuguese, it's D-I-A, and it means day. So his good day, the deer. Sweaty day, it feels very humid.
The sun will be leaving us, which is why I'm doing it now, because I don't want this to dry out too quickly.
But we also want to do it before the water rises and hits it. Look, we know it won't happen in like 24 hours, but I mean, this pond has been filling at a rate that we didn't anticipate, so I'm trying to see any frogs. Can't see any, they're lurking beneath.
Basically, the deepest part that's filling right now, that's filled, is obviously the least surface area, so it's filling quicker. So once it gets up onto the next section, which is a shallower section that spreads the entirety of the pond, I'm going to come down here and not really be able to see much difference day by day, I think. Maybe a little bit, but I think 2 more weeks and fingers crossed it'll be full and overflowing. That's the dream.
The footings are now done. That took about 5 minutes, so well done, Theo. And we've got quite a bit left over, so he's just going to pack around the edges, because why not? There's no point letting it go to waste.
Bit more structure for the fishies.
What could we make something with this leftover cement, concrete? Oh, there's not actually that much. I was getting ahead of myself there. Okay, so I thought I'd give you a little update on the kitten that we adopted, who we showed in, not the last video, maybe the video before. She is an absolute bundle of joy. I don't know if you can see her in the background, but she's integrated really well in the house, which is fantastic. It's the biggest issue, and the thing we were worried the most about was whether she was going to get on with Furrnando and Ginjey, and the answer is yes, she does. Her and Furrnando are best friends. They play together all the time. They eat together. They even curl up next to each other and sleep together on the sofa. It's really cute, really sweet, and they also love to scrap all the time, play fighting in the middle of the night. Somehow I always end up involved in it as well, like they'll be play fighting on me, so that's really fun. And Ginjey is respectfully uninterested. The first time she saw her, she sniffed her, was curious, and then because she has quite poor eyesight because of the one damaged eye, she got freaked out by Ginjey and hissed at her. Ginjey has taken that as a lifelong grudge and will no longer have anything to do with her. If she spots that she's in the same room as her, she will leave the room, she will hiss at her, and just stay away. She doesn't want anything to do with her. So she doesn't seem bothered by her because she stays away from her. So maybe in the future they will be friends, because I know for a fact that the little baby kitten really wants to be friends with Ginjey. Don't you? She follows her around everywhere, which I think just actually annoys Ginjey more than anything, but you know, she's just a baby. And that comes on to the name. We still can't settle on a name. We keep calling her Baby. That's what we've settled on for now. It's Baby. And she's a baby. She's the baby of the house. She runs around. She's full of energy. She runs around with her tail all fluffed up and kind of like leant over the back of her, a lot like a squirrel or a chipmunk or something. So squirrel is something that I've been calling her and does seem to be kind of hanging on a bit more. I will let you know if we come up with a name. You lot gave us so many good suggestions. Loads of them are really sweet, but nothing just feels right at the moment. So I couldn't end this video without giving you an update on Baby, and she's adorable. She is just the best, and we love having her as part of the family. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.